I'm getting there, get some offensive rebounds. I'm gonna give me a booty bump and one, you know.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Players Platform on BVM Sports. I'm Mike Hill, and I'm joined by a two-time NBA All-Star. Everybody knows who this guy is. He goes by Z-Bo. My man, Zach Randolph, hanging out with me, man. What's up, Z?
What's up, Mike? Man, I'm good. Just got done working out, man. Feeling good, man.
You're looking good. You look like you're in game shape, man. Looks like you can come back anytime. You making that comeback?
Nah, I just try to work out 4 or 5 times a week, man. Just trying to keep up with it. You know, you've been doing so long. It's like you train to do it. So, like, you know, I got to get up and get my workout in the morning, before I get my day going.
I like that. Let's stay on that for a second, man, because I think it's important that athletes, how important is it for athletes, even after your playing days are over, man, you guys go out there and you run miles a season, literally hundreds of miles a season or whatever. And then after your playing days over, sometimes a lot of these athletes forget about their health. How important is that for you to kind of pave the way and to show others how important it is to continue to keep that healthy lifestyle up even after your NBA career is over?
Man, it's real important. Like you said, Mike, just, you know, I got kids, just want to, you know, teach them, you know, good eating habits and like taking care of themselves and show them, you know, about training and taking care of yourself every day. And it's important. It's important for longevity, be around and like you to teach the kids and how my kids teach their kids. So it's like, you know, it's a smart way to do it. You know, I didn't grow up, you know, like that, coming from poverty and, you know, eating, you know, pig feet chitlins, but you know, I mean, but when when you poor, you ain't got no choice. But so just learning that and just pass it on to the kids, man.
I know about them pig feet and them chitlins, bro. The chitlins smell. You got to get the membranes out. You got to get the membranes out. I understand that, man.
You gotta let them sit.
Do you still play basketball? Do you go out there and play pickup basketball every now and then?
Man, I don't even really play too much, Mike. I don't, man. I can't. I work out. I tried to play one time, man. About 8 months, Marcus Williams got me out there, and man, I couldn't even walk the next day. I was so sore. So, but nah, man. I
didn't know if you was like at the Y or your local gym. You out on basketball court and shooting around, and you know how that local guy who always feels like he could have made it if he wouldn't have gone into finance, right? And he's still out there. And he still got his hoop dreams. And he sees Zach Randolph on the court. How often do you, when you do play a little pickup ball, of course, you're not serious about it, do you get challenged or do you feel like this guy's trying to just show you, like you're an NBA scout or something, he's trying to show you all the skills that he feels like he could have had if he would have chosen the NBA path?
The last time I played, Jackson, he played with Phoenix Suns. I can't remember his first name, but last name Jackson. He was going at me. I said, man, chill out, young fella. You know, damn, man, I'm retired, man. So I understand. They gonna try to go hard at me. I'm just gonna shoot some threes and back them down and shoot over them, but they going hard, man.
That's what they do. That's what they do to try and live it out, man. Let's talk some NBA right now, man. You played for a couple of teams. 4 of your teams actually made it to the postseason this year. My Knicks made it back to the postseason. Happy to see that. I loved you with the Knicks. The Clippers also, the Kings and the Grizzlies. Start off with the Grizzlies because they were the number 2 seed. A lot of expectations. I know they had a couple of injuries with Steven Adams and of course, Brandon Clark went down for the season and whatnot, but they were still having high expectations expected to possibly beat off those Lakers as the 7th seed in the first round of playoffs. Did not happen. Very disappointing. Your overall assessment of how the Grizzlies season and postseason went?
Overall, I think the Grizzlies did a great job. I mean, consider the injuries they had, because we missed them big time, in the postseason. We missed it, Brandon, and we missed it, Steve. So, but, I think if the injuries wouldn't have happened, like we would have had a better chance of beating the Lakers. And, but overall, I think they did good. I think
they did. Okay. So, and a lot of the talk has been about Dillon Brooks, obviously what happened during the series with LeBron James and how he said he likes to poke the bear. And then after the season is over, the reports come out from the front office with the Memphis Grizzlies, allegedly that he's not going to be re-signed under any circumstance by this team. How do you think, in your mind, how is that playing out to you from the organization standpoint, if it is true, in fact true? And do you feel like Dillon Brooks may have been made a scapegoat in all this?
First of all, on the organization part, it's a business, and you always got to take that and remember that, young fella, what I feel like he did, he wasn't wrong. He's competitive. He wasn't wrong for that. But at the same time, you got to stand on it. What you say, you got to stand on it. You got to go out there and stand on it. You cannot not talk to the media. If you say something, win, lose, or draw, you still stand on it, stand on your 10 and be real about it and face what's in front of you. So that's the only thing I tell young fella. It's all right to talk crap or whatever you do, but at the end of the day, stand on it. Don't run from it. And it's a business. Dylan gonna be all right. Dylan can play in this league. He's proven that. So I think the young fella gonna be all right.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say if you talk it, you better damn sure walk it, right? And after the season, and he didn't want to talk after the season. How much do you think that played a part? If the reports once again are true, because the Grizzlies haven't come out and confirmed that, if it is true that they're not going to resign him, do you think that it wasn't just because of his antics or what he said about LeBron James, but how he handled himself after everything was over when it came to the media?
Man, I don't really think. I think if he's not coming back, I think that's been in the plans already for the organization. I don't think, all this with him talking to LeBron or talking crap or whatever, because it's part of basketball. It was worse back when, GP and, them guys played in my era. So, I don't really think it's too much of that. I think it's really probably was in organization plans anyway that Dylan wasn't going to come back.
Mm-hmm. What about Ja Morant? I love Ja. Love his game. Obviously, a superstar in this league. He even admitted that he felt like his off-court situations with the gun and everything that went down with the suspension had something to do with the distractions and maybe affected his Grizzlies team. How much of the onus do you put on Ja Morant, and how much credit do you give him for actually taking on that responsibility or accountability when it comes to his team's success and failure?
I give Ja a lot of credit because he stood up. He stood up like a man. And that's all you can say. At that age, stuff happens. If I was at that age when I was in the league, if there would have been Instagram or social media, I ain't saying, but, it would have been more of us, but because the times is different now. So people got to understand, he's a young man. Ja's like a little brother. I got love for him, his family, and, he's a special type of player. So he gonna just learn and grow from this. It's part of it. I've been through things, what I mean? And it's about getting knocked down, but it's about getting back up and being resilient, and that's what you got to do. That's just part of his story. And look back 10 years from now and 8 years from now when he got a ring, he can speak on that, what I mean, and give game to the youngsters like I give my game to the youngsters and let them know, what not to go through, or talking to Julius Randle, guys that I still talk to in this league and still give them advice,
I love that you do that, because I think that's very important from a standpoint, not only from NBA players, but I think from public figures, period, to talk about the mistakes that they've made. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life growing up on a personal level, didn't necessarily transfer over into the professional side or whatever, but I think it's important to be able to give back and talk about the things that you went through and hold yourself accountable for the things that you went through. Obviously, we all made mistakes when we were young. I mean, some get a little bit more publicized than others. Obviously, when you were younger with the Portland Trailblazers, there were some things that happened. So how much do you talk to these, like you're talking about, like to Morant? What was your message to Ja? Since you guys do talk, obviously you're very close, about learning from this experience and moving forward.
Man, just being through it myself, and Ja know that I've been through a lot, and the world knows. So just talking to him and letting him know that's just a part of your story. That's a chapter of your story. You stood up on it. Whatever happens now, you gonna move forward, look past it, and that's what he's doing. He's standing up. He's taking accountability. He's doing stuff to better himself on and off the court, and that's all you growing as a human being. And when you that age, stuff happens. Like you say, it's my years in Portland at that age. I got in trouble, and doing dumb stuff. So, but it's part of it, and he gonna be all right.
Yeah, everybody loves a redemption story, man. And I believe everybody has to realize that we're all human in a sense. It's just that sometimes, obviously, with social media, everything and everybody has an opinion and everybody jumps on the bandwagon when it comes to that. So what we have to realize, and I think what you're saying is you have to tell these players, some of these young players, that, hey, we're going to be treated differently. You're going to be treated differently than your counterpart who's your homeboy, and it's not going to make news for doing the same things that you possibly could do. So I think the advice is very well warranted, and I appreciate you doing that, man. But let's talk.
Like I always tell them, Mike, not to Drumming that. You can be out with your homies. You can be out with your friends. Don't know. They don't know nobody in that group. You can be with 10, 20 guys. You know what? They gonna know that's Zebo, and they gonna know that's Ja Morant, and they gonna know that's such and such from the Chicago Bulls, Lakers. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't gonna ever be them. It's always gonna be you. And you don't have to do nothing. You the only person they know and see. So you gotta always keep that in your mind. That's what I'll be giving the young fellas game on.
On that note, it's also important to choose your friends wisely too, because even if your friends, a lot of times, and I think we get caught up, and I think, this is just my opinion. I don't know y'all like that, but sometimes we get into that, hey, I want to keep it 100 or keep it real type mentality. I don't want to forget where I came from. I'm still this guy, even though I got millions of dollars and I got this spotlight, I'm still one of y'all or whatnot. And sometimes that can get you in trouble too, because your friends, you should have some friends there who are telling you, hey, man, you got to, once again, like you said, your name's going to be the one that's out. And also your friends around you influencing you or doing some of the stupid stuff that can affect you negatively if they get caught up while you're with them, whatever. So how important is it? And what do you tell these kids about choosing your friends, or even if you have friends for numbers of years, to be able to not necessarily cut them off, but disassociate themselves from people that could possibly bring them down?
If you like, I always tell them, if you got some yes, sir, no, sir type of people around you, you don't have nobody that's real around you that's going to tell you, hey, man, nah, we ain't doing that, bro. They really don't love you. And that's fake love. And people know who really love you. So if you got somebody around you just allowing you to do things that's going to get you in trouble or put you in trouble or put you in the harm's way or can mess up what you got going on, them people don't love you. So you got to have people that love you. Everybody around me love me. They ain't put me in no harm ways, and they see something. Hey, man, now we don't do that. Like, even when I was young, people around me. So it's like, you got to have it in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to tell your true friends, you got to tell them what they need, not necessarily what they want to hear. All the time. Those are your true friends. Now, I need you to do, on the lighter note, I need you to do something for me, because I know the Grizzlies, your organization now. I need you to tell them something, what they need to hear. Tell them, believe in yourself. Be cocky if you need to, but you got to win something first in this league before you go on talking about you're the Warriors' biggest rival, that you're going to poke bears and whatnot. Do you think what happened, even despite all the injuries and everything that happened this season, do you think they will still stay confident, but maybe humble them just a little bit and realize that, hey, you got to win this league in order to be able to talk that talk?
Oh, yeah, that's what it's all about. Winning in this league, you got to win before you can speak on anything or call it a rival. You got to win. Like I said, I think this season, not just for Ja Dillon, for the whole team, Kenny Lofton Jr., for, everybody, the youngsters, Steven, everybody learned something from this season. Everybody took something from it, no matter if they didn't have nothing to do with it or the part, that whole team. And I think that's what they gonna learn. And they learned from this season. We can't be talking. We got to stand up. We got to win games. Let's just let our game talk. And that's what they gonna do.
They'll be back next season. I'm gonna make it early right now. Ja Morant will be the MVP of the NBA next season. I'm gonna predict. I think his head's gonna be on right. He's going to get rid of all the distractions, and he's just going to go out there and ball out and stay healthy. If he stays healthy, he will be the MVP of the NBA next season. Let's pivot to another one.
I can see that.
Yeah, you can see that. We can see it. I love this superstar player, man. The guy plays fields. I'm trying to get – go ahead.
Special. He's special. I think he can, he in the gym now. He wants to get back healthy. He's a gym rat and working on his game, working on his shot. So I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. For sure. Let's pivot to another one of your teams, man. Hey, what do you think when you hear the term load management?
Man, honestly, Mike, that's new. When I was playing, you didn't hear that load management. I retired, 3-4 years ago. You still didn't hear it. So
would you have liked to manage your load when you were in the NBA?
I'm a warrior, you know what I mean? So I like to play. I like to play, you know what I mean? So even if I could, I wasn't going to sit out. I'm hooping. I love to hoop. I'm a ghetto kid. I'm a neighborhood kid. I love hooping. So, you know what I mean? So I couldn't see myself doing no load management.
So if you're on the team like the Clippers and you got, obviously you're a star, You got your two superstar players, and I understand. Look, I can't speak on their injuries, and I'm not going to speak on how hurt they were. But if you're able to play, if you're able to practice, like you said, you're a warrior. You're going to go out there and play. And this is no criticism against Paul George or Kawhi Leonard, because they're obviously doing whatever the organization allows them to do. But if you see your star players out there and you're giving your all for 82 games a season as one of the teammates, what's running through your mind?
Man, honestly, Mike, with that situation, because I've been injured, and them guys is warriors too, man. Kawhi is, I made him battle. We battled a lot of years in playoffs, and man, that man is special. You know what I mean? And PG is too. So I think with them injuries, people don't really understand the severity of, with them injuries. Like, I don't think Kawhi ain't gonna just, I know how he was playing and had a good game, and it just happens, but he probably playing with a lot of pain, and people gotta understand that, man. That it's serious, man. But I ain't taking nothing from him. He's still a Hall of Fame player. He still can lead a franchise, when he's healthy, and same thing with Paul. Them guys are special players, man.
Okay. All right. Like you said, you didn't have load management back in the day. And I appreciate that answer. That's a real answer right there, though. That's a real answer. So we'll see if the Clippers make it back. Let's talk about my Knicks, man. Because I was trying to wait to get to them, but I'm excited. I know you only spent less than 2 seasons there, but we enjoyed the time there. Yeah. You play, like you said, you have that warrior mentality, which as a New Yorker, somebody can appreciate. And it takes a special type of player to be able to play in New York. I say this all the time, no matter how great you were on any other team, whether it's in baseball, football, or basketball, you need a different mentality to play in New York. Am I right?
That's right. It's different, man. It's different.
Because of the media, because of the fans, the pressure. There's always something or somebody looking at you at all points. So now that the Knicks, and it's always great to see the Knicks and the Lakers and the Celtics in the playoffs, but to have the Knicks in the playoffs, and not only in the playoffs being competitive, what do you think that does for the game of basketball?
Hey, it does good. New York, the Knicks, that's the Mecca. So, and that franchise speaks for itself. So to see that, it's good for the NBA and good for basketball, and good for the people of New York City to have that and have that back, and, had a garden back to how it used to be. So I think it's good for the game all the way around.
Do you think Julius Randle gets the credit he deserves in New York? I know it's because it's, how it is in New York. Once again, it's a love-hate. One moment, like his first season there, they loved him. Most improved player. Last season, like, they want to get rid of Julius. Yeah. Beginning of this season, they want to get rid of Julius. And now they're shouting MVP every time he goes to the free throw line. What does that do for a player when you have the ups and downs from a fan base like that?
Man, it's difficult, but Julius, the person that he is, me and him be talking too, and we're gonna get together this summer, and we're gonna do some work in the gym. But man, the way the kid is a special player, and I think that's just part of growing as a player, and with the fans. Like you said, New York tough, man, and you got to be a special type of player to play for the Knicks. And Julius is a special type of player.
Yeah, he definitely is. And Jalen Brunson as well. I hope they can keep that core together. Do you think this franchise, even if they don't make it to the NBA Finals, one more question about the Knicks, they'll make it to do you think they need, and a lot of people always feel like a team needs that superstar player. Now, Julius Randle obviously is he's going to make one of the first, third team all-pro teams this year, right? He's going to be an all-pro this year.
Right.
But superstars are those LeBron James, a Kawhi Leonard type, or Paul George or Steph Curry. Do you think the Knicks need that type of player in New York, and Julius being the number 2? Or do you think this team as it is can actually win a championship and stay in contention for a long period of time?
I think with that number 2, number 1 scenario, you can both have 2 guys and can still be number 1. With the game, how it's played now. So I think maybe adding another player, like you said, add another special player with Julius, another star. I think you could definitely can say that if they don't make it to the championship or win the ring this year. I think just one more player they might be missing.
All right. How do you think your game, like you say, you're in the gym now, whatever, just playing around. How do you get with the way the game has evolved? It's gone to more of a guard type oriented system, wing, shooting the three. You had an inside outside game, which I loved about your game too. how do you think you'll be able to perform? What do you think your game would be like in the NBA if you were playing today?
Well, my game would be like a dinosaur, but I think it'd be effective, highly, highly effective, because you're not doing it. You don't see guys on the block or facing up 16 feet, attacking the basket like Joel and Big Jokic. They are special players because they can play with their back to the basket and they can shoot the ball and they can play on the perimeter. So with guys like that, them guys are special because you don't have a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't.
I'd be special.
You'd be special. How many points do you think you'd average right now?
Oh man, by 22, 20.
Oh wow.
21.
Okay. All right.
So you said right now?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, right now. You know, when I retired, man, I was averaging 14. So I probably get about 9 or 10.
About 9. Oh, you still
6 rebounds.
Right now, Zach Randolph going out here. If you went out there and you trained right now and you wanted to come back to the NBA, you think you can still average double digits, the close to double digits a game?
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most definitely. If I got back out there and got back in basketball shape and back in training, most definitely. Easy. Because, guys, you gotta look at, like with Dwight or Joel, them guys are average, they monsters out there, you know what I mean? Because the game is played different now. It's spread out. Guys are shooting threes and they're not going into the paint, they're picking and fading. So the game is different now.
I can see that. Because you grab some offensive rebounds and get some go to the free throw line. I could definitely see that.
I'm gonna get in there and get some offensive rebounds. I'm gonna give me a booty bump and one,
Is there a player in the game today that reminds you of yourself?
Man, I like a lot of them players, man. I like, Zion. He's just a athletic, just, he's different animal, but you got Julius Randle, you got the young boy in Memphis, Kenny Lofton Jr., them guys is left-handed. So, I do. I see some similarities in the league, and man, where they going? Just they're more athletic, they're jumping more, they're shooting threes. So these kids are involved, man.
When you look back over your career and the things that you're known for, tell me the thing that you're most proud that you're known for, and one thing that you may have had a bad rap about that you wish you could get rid of or dispel.
Well, the one bad thing I say, a lot of stuff in the league get put out about you don't be true about your character, or that's why I tell all the young guys, again, don't get in trouble, keep your name out the media, because it follows you. Whatever, somebody pick up their phone and read, Ezebo was at the club and he did this, or man, he was smoking weed back then. Weed was, people say weed, they go crazy, you know what I mean? So, he was smoking weed, or something like that, and like it'll follow you. Oh man, he's a pothead, or he's a jailblazer. So keep your name out the media, man. And that's the one thing about it. Like, if I could, do again, keep your name out the media for stuff like that, because it follows you. And the good thing is, Mike, man, just I came out every night. I gave it all I had. I respected everybody, and I show respect. You show respect, you get respect. You disrespect, you get disrespected. And I show respect, and guys respected me.
I never really got a chance to talk to you or meet you that like, when I was at ESPN and Fox and when you played or whatnot. Like I said, I felt like I knew you because you were like somebody I grew up with, you know what I mean? Somebody I know. And I think, like you said, sometimes things can be misunderstood or mischaracterized, whatnot. And I've always respected that game, whatnot. I always looked at you as like this gentle giant because I saw the smile. I saw the inner warmth. I saw the hunger. I saw the drive. I saw where you came from and how hard you worked to get there. And even the nickname Zebo, and people remember, obviously Debo from Friday or whatever. Is it more like you said, you're that gentle giant that people kind of just mischaracterized and misunderstood? What would you like people to know about you that they don't know about you? It doesn't get played up enough.
Man, and I give a person the shirt off my back, man. And I'm just full of love. Like you said, a gentle giant, man. I come with respect. I come with love. And that's how I always been. Everybody know me. That's what they'll tell you. You know what I mean? So, and I hang my hat on that. You know what I mean? I was raised You treat everybody with respect. You treat the poorest man like you treat the janitor, like you would treat the $1 billion man. You treat everybody with respect. And that's what I did all my life.
Absolutely. Did you always like the nickname Zebo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who first started calling you that?
Man, in my neighborhood, my little homie, little Larry, little Billy, they started calling me Zebo because I had the bike. I was like, I think I had like Friday had came out, like I was in the 7th, 8th grade. Yeah. And I had that little bike Debo had. So I'm riding around the neighborhood. You know, I'm already long, 6'6", skinny. So I like Zebo, man, we're gonna call you Zebo.
That's my bike, bro. Did it squeak? Did it squeak like Debo's bike?
What? Man, the wheel was wobbling on that junk.
I love it. I'm about to wrap this up, man. So when they do your the movie of your life, have you been in contact with Darius Winslow to Darius McCrary. I'm sorry, Darius McCrary.
Man, I hear that all the time, man. All my friends come, man. Eddie Winslow.
Eddie Winslow. When I used to do your highlights on SportsCenter, that's why I was like, have you ever seen Zach Randolph and Darius McCrary, aka Eddie Winslow, in the same place at any time? Have you ever met him?
Yeah, I met him, and we talked on his social media. But man, number of respect to Eddie, man, and or Darius. But man, I've been hearing it all the time. It'd be funny because man, they be joking on me. They still joke on me about it. They call me Eddie Winslow all the time.
All right, okay, man. All right, I love it. All right, so what's next for you, man? What you get into besides still working out, looking good, bro?
Man, I'm in the music business. I have a record label, doing more broadcasting, doing more of this. Just getting out there. About to kick off my podcast. So I got some things in the work, man.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Best of luck to you and everything that you're doing, my brother. I appreciate you. Congratulations on all your success in the past, and much blessings to you in your future, my brother.
Thanks, Mike, man. Appreciate it.
Always, bro.